So, what I have for you today is this is insanity. Oh my god, here we go. You ready for a story? Again, long and boring, but better than an NA meeting, right? So, I get a call yesterday. No, sorry, it was the day before yesterday, sorry. Day before yesterday, I get a call from a detective from a specific precinct who went to my old apartment. He calls my cell phone and he says, well, where do you live? And I said, well, I'm not going to tell you where I live. Why? What's going on? And they said, somebody called. They wanted a welfare check done on you. Oh, okay. A welfare check done on me. Okay. So can we have your address? I said, no, I'm sorry. I can't tell you where I live. Well, why won't you give us your address? Well, because I don't want a commotion in my apartment, in my co-op, with a bunch of cops here. For what? Because someone wants to see if I'm okay? I'm like, I'm on the phone with you. I'm telling you I'm okay. They said, Lindsay, we're not going to just let this go. Oh, you're not going to let this go? No, we're not going to let this go. So they said, well, how about you meet us somewhere? Because they had already stopped near my parents' house. Somehow they got that address. Don't ask me. I have no idea. I have no idea who called either. So, yeah, okay, so I'll meet you somewhere. And I give them a corner and I give them a street. And I said, I'll meet you there. Then they were like, well, that would be a different precinct. So we would have to transfer it to that precinct. And they're not going to let it go either. They're going to come looking for you. And it's funny because my apartment is on my license, my address. But, so I give them some address, which is different precinct. They're like, well, how about we meet you at your parents' house? Okay, good idea. I'll get my car keys and I will meet you by my parents' house. No problem. Thank God I had been in an accident a couple weeks ago and my beautiful red Mustang, which stands out to everyone, is at the mechanics. And I have a shitty little rent a car that I have to put in tomorrow because I can't afford it for another day. So I grab my cat, I put it over my hair, disguise myself, run into the car, and drive the opposite direction of my parents' house and my house. My father calls. No, I'm sorry. I call my father and I say, Dad, I think there's cops outside your door and they're probably there for me. Somebody wanted a welfare check done. My father looks outside, and thank God he's dealt with me for 15 years and he's not as ignorant as to what really happens as to 15 years ago. That he's dealt enough with this to know what was going to happen. He looks outside his house. There are 6 cops and an ambulance waiting for me. And supposedly it's just a welfare check. And he says, Lindsay, don't come here. I said, I'm not coming there. Are you crazy? That's not going to happen because I know exactly what would happen. And he also knows exactly what happened. They would have me go to EMT. EMT would take me against my will to a psych hospital for 72 hours where I can't leave. So at the psych hospital, I'll be going into more and more withdrawal because I will not have my meds. I will still be depressed because of what I said in my prior TikTok video about what happened with Medicaid, and I cannot for the life of me find a psychiatrist that I could just see and could give me the medicines I've been on for the last 6 years. I can't. I've dialed over 400 numbers, and I'm not joking. It's probably more numbers than that, to be honest. So my father invites 2 of them in, and he says to them, I'm not going to give you where my daughter is because I am against you taking her anywhere. I said, maybe she's depressed. Something's going on with her medications, and the insurance, and she can't find a doctor or psychiatrist. So, I'm against you just taking her against your will because we all know what will happen. You're going to have her against her will for 72 hours in handcuffs when I did nothing but maybe be upset. And I didn't say I want to commit suicide to anybody because we all know where that gets you. You know, maybe I had a tear a couple of tears when I was on the phone with New York Medicaid RX for 45 minutes, where I told them the issue, the medications I was on, and how I can't get a psychiatrist to fill my prescriptions now because a doctor from New York RX has to be your doctor now. They were like, "Don't worry, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this." And the woman transfers me to someone who could access my account. So that woman says, and I'll give her credit. She says, "We're gonna fix this." She spent 45 minutes on the phone with me trying to find a psychiatrist that can help me and see if they could fix it and I could just go back to my regular doctor. Sorry I'm doing this with my hair. Just that some people know my hair had fallen out from a medication and I don't know, I'm just paranoid. So, back to the story. My dad said, "I'm not going to tell you where she lives. I'm not going to give you that information." And I've told her not to come here. And I, of course, was not coming there. So I get a text. Okay, so I went running for the car. I'm in the rent-a-car, heading the opposite direction. I get a text from my roommate. Now, my roommate never texts me. We don't talk. He never leaves his room. I rent the room to him, and it's my apartment. But I don't know. We never talk. Anyway, he texts me about an hour later saying, "You all right?" So my text back to him was, "Are they still there?" And he said in a text, "No, they just left." And then I find out that two cops knock on the door and they have to come in, even without a warrant, to see if I'm there or not. And when he looks in the hallway, there's 8 more cops in the hallway. Yeah, for me, for supposedly being depressed. Yeah, no joke. Okay, but my parents' house is a different precinct than where my apartment is. So there was a loss, I think, in translation between one precinct and the other as to the issue. As to one person wanted a welfare check on me, the other one, the other one is I had a gun and I was gonna shoot myself in the head. That's what these cops told my roommate. Where the hell is this coming from? I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that these cops just like showed up out of nowhere. And by the way, that woman from Medicaid New York RX, she couldn't fix it. She spent 45 minutes trying to fix it. She said, "There's no way around this." She told me a way to search where 2,910 names come up and they'll say like psychiatry and, where they're located in distance from myself. She's like, "Just start with one name and just keep going down." I have gone past over 400 names. And it's, we don't take new patients. You have to first have therapy before you could see a psychiatrist. Someone could speak with you on a phone, but it's about a 3-week waiting list. Or again, they could take me against my will to a psych hospital where I'm stuck there for 72 hours, them still not knowing what medications I take, let go after 72 hours, and then I'm stuck in the same predicament. None of my medications, no doctor, can't afford it. The cops finally left my apartment. I didn't come back to this apartment till many hours later. And this is just insanity. I just want a psychiatrist that takes health first. Health first through Medicaid. So if anybody knows somebody like that, so don't have to go running from the police, please DM me. And detective, I forgot your name. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry that I did not show up at my parents' house for you. I beg for your forgiveness. Bye.